everybody, and welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. Today, everyone, I'm going to be sharing with you the Pluto series, or should I say the Pluto in Generations series. And today, I'm going to be focusing on Pluto in Libra, okay? Now, for you that has this signature, you would have been born between 1972, the tail end of 1972, and the beginning of 1984. Okay, so that's when you would have born between that time frame. And in that time frame, Pluto would have retrograded and gone direct, and retrograded and gone direct. Okay, and so you'll either have Pluto retrograde or you'll have Pluto direct. So I've noticed in some of the comments regarding the other Pluto videos that what I'm talking about here is the nature of evolution itself. And so Pluto through a generation correlates to the soul's choice to incarnate in terms of evolving itself through the collective consciousness, okay? You have Pluto in a house, and that is specific to you, and that could be Pluto in Leo. Therefore, you take on the Pluto-Leo qualities, etc. However, the constellation that you get born within, i.e. in this case, Pluto-Libra, you would then basically have the archetype of an entire generation's story simulated into yourself, and then on an individual level, it's that Leo story. So as an example, I have Pluto in the 10th house of my astrology chart, and then I have Pluto in Libra as a generation. Okay, so you got to learn to synthesize the two together to get a deep core understanding regarding that process. Now, for me, I define the nature of my soul's path, Pluto 10th house, through building bridges between knowledge and well, should I say the spiritual realm and the non-spiritual realm. It's like bridging the gaps between the two. That's from a more sort of career perspective. Okay, all right, so Pluto and Libra, what are we dealing with over here? Now, for you guys, this can be quite a challenging place to have in terms of what is currently manifesting for us right now on Earth. Most of you will have Pluto squares taking place right now, and this means that Pluto is currently in Capricorn, and your Pluto is in Libra, and so therefore Pluto is making these squares. Okay, Pluto is squaring your natal Pluto in your birth chart, and that means that a lot of evolution is going to be taking place here regarding the way that you define yourself. You would have noticed that in this period of time, you would have also had to deal with an incredible amount of feeling of restriction, and also dealing with a lot of situations regarding anger. Okay, now we do unfortunately come through with a lot of unresolved emotional trauma, as well as feelings of suppression. And so what this Pluto in Capricorn transit is doing in regards to us, as in the Pluto-Libra generation, is actually affecting the way that we liberate ourselves from these constructions that we have had prior to this life, okay? So these constructions, these soul dynamics, are associated with lifetimes lived where you're focusing on the other too much. You're so concerned about the other person's needs, identities, etc., that you've lost touch with your own sense of who am I, which you will identify within yourself because you're always finding the need to be in a relationship. And when you're in a relationship, you're always feeling this codependency issue come up, this feeling of I need to go in different directions sometimes. And the conditioning around relationships has caused you to feel stuck. And that leaves you in circumstances where you suppress your own emotional nature. That then gets distorted. And then later on, there's arguments and projection and so on regarding not feeling that you are able to explore your sense of special purpose. And the reason why this is the case is because the actual polarity point of Pluto in Libra generation is Aries, which is to, and now we're dealing with the cardinal signs here, okay? So it's to instinctually follow a feeling of special purpose. And the way that you do that is by acting upon these desires that are leading you in a direction that is independent of relationship dynamics or ideas of codependency or feelings of wanting to be merged with another person. So you're learning the lessons of how am I going to be in relationships where my own sense of identity is not lost. And many of us that were born during this period of time would have come through where relationships had ended, okay? A lot of you would have been assimilated into situations where there would have been a lot of anger regarding mother and father. and maybe even polarization. And this is a big thing with the Pluto Libra souls, is that we are very polarized in our circumstances. We operate through extremes. So what happens here is that through our upbringing regarding imprinting and realizations of what relationships are like, we've observed in majority's case that the masculine and the feminine energies split into gender roles. And when they're not operating harmoniously because of social imprinting and conditioning, we have polarization. Father doesn't feel this way, mother doesn't feel that way. And you actually see one or both parents really, really angry with the other person. And that's because there's been a suppression due to the social norms and regulations around how to supposed to act in relationships versus the natural norms associated with it. So there's quite a lot of stuff that you have to work through in this journey. And the Pluto and Capricorn symbols right now, the square, would be bringing up all of this all of this stuff to, in some way, shape, or form, readjust. Okay, there's quite a lot of deep reflection that is taking place for you right now, and as it stands, for me, I haven't actually gone through the Pluto square yet. I have Pluto at 29 degrees Libra, so Pluto needs to go at around about 18, no, I would say about 22 degrees Capricorn before it starts really affecting my life. But many of you that have got the Pluto at, say, for instance, 6 or 7 degrees in your birth chart, you would have actually finished that square because Pluto's at 13 degrees Capricorn as we speak. So some of you that were born early 1971, 1972 have gone through a huge metamorphosis. Some of you that are, between the Pluto between 10 degrees and, say, for instance, 20 are going through this metamorphosis process right now. And the later on Pluto is born, say, for instance, 1979, 80, 81, 82, 83, and 84 in the beginning will go through the metamorphosis program in a couple of years to come. So there's quite a huge transmutation that's taking place for us at this stage. And we're also, and this is really important to understand, we're also in the middle of the signs of Pluto in Scorpio and Pluto in Virgo generation. And so what we have here is Pluto in Capricorn changing and liberating and creating new structures. The Pluto and Libra generation are going, we've got these old definitions that we've attached ourselves to, and yet we're going in this new direction. So there's instinctual change for us, but we're caught in the middle because the Pluto and the Pluto and Virgos have just liberated themselves from all of their sort of parental duties and so on and so forth. So you guys, and they're like free. They're like, oh, where am I going to go with right now? And the Pluto and Scorpios are, some of them are still merging in relationships right now, but many of them are still youthful in that sense. They're still going through their teenage, or not their teenage, but they're between the ages of 20 and 28. So a lot of them are still in that process of partying and having loads of fun and exploring things, etc., and being very independent. And then you've got the Pluto and Libras at this point in time between the ages of 31, 32 and 43. And it's like right smack in the middle of the Saturn work of, commitment. I've got duties, I've got responsibilities. And ironically, at the same time, this paradox is that the thing that you're dealing with at this stage is expectations. The expectations from society, the expectations from others, the expectations of everything weighing you down. And it's like, I want to be free, and yet simultaneously I'm stuck. I've got all these expectations I need to fulfill. And you're also in the part where you, for instance, are in a situation like myself, where you recognize the, suppression of masculine and feminine energy on Earth and the sovereignty that has been taken away from us. You recognize that, and you're still stuck having to interact with the society in the way that it is. Even though there is a distinct necessity for liberating, because the children need to, go to school, or, you still need to interact with certain things like that. So you feel this polarity in your consciousness. And that's actually what the Pluto in Libra generation have got, is that polarization. And it's learning how to create balance in that expression. How do I operate through extremes? Do I consistently just do loads and loads of YouTube videos and then don't eat? Or, this is not me, by the way, I'm just giving you an example. And then the other way, you just completely and utterly reject your work and you just, do random stuff. And then it's like this constant elastic band that's being pulled in different directions, and you're polarized consistently. So you're learning about that balance, and what an interesting time to have that reflected and also imposed on you in some way. So these Pluto squares that I'm talking about are big because they're learning to teach you the archetype of freedom. You're learning how to create balance. When is it important to learn to understand yourself in the cosmic greater whole, and when is it important to follow your independence? Now, the polarity point, as I said again, with the Pluto Libra generation, is to actually actualize themselves. So this is not the time for you to suppress your desires. This is not the time to not follow your dreams. Okay? This is where you act. You're the leaders of the change as well. All right? Fantastic, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that it brought you some illumination regarding your generation. If you are interested in actually having an astrology reading with myself, the description has got my website there, book a reading with myself, or if you're interested in going through the membership that I have as well, it's also in the description below, and there's a video attached to this as well showing you about that. Other than that, guys, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again. Take care. Bye-bye. Simon from Raising Vibrations Astrology, and today I'm just going to quickly share with you some information on a membership program that I'm currently holding on my website, and what it is that I offer. So what I would like to do is just show you precisely what I'm actually offering and why it is that I'm encouraging everybody to participate in this experience. And the first thing that we're going to do quickly is go to the website raisingvibrationsastrology.com, and you'll come to the main page, which looks something similar to that. If you've just watched the YouTube video, that will be present in the link. The link will be in the description below. Okay, so you go to memberships over here, and you click on that. And what you have is 3 options. Okay, I have 3 options here available. I've got a 1-year subscription, a 3-month subscription, and a 6-month subscription. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it's like a gym membership for your spiritual growth, basically. And every single month, I use the new and full moons as opportunities for us to come to a point in space within our lives and hold space within ourselves regarding soul growth, soul growth, basically, personal empowerment. Okay. And so this is what the main idea about the membership is. So the same thing that you do when you go to the gym, you go there to train, to work out, to strengthen your body, and so on and so forth. Well, this is something that's more of a spiritual gym. Okay. So what I would like to show you is the options. The 1-year membership is a $285 experience. Okay, which gives you about $626 over the whole entire year in terms of what you get from it, plus the discounts. So you get a 15% discount on all readings, all webinars and workshops that I hold. And every single month you get a full and new moon video, which is about 45 minutes long. Okay, these updates every 2 weeks. And they really go in depth. And there are 2 on my site already, as I've just recently started this. So you can actually go ahead and have a look at what those entail once you've got the membership, and I'll give you a quick sneak preview of what it looks like. You also get access to 3 current MP3s that I have on my site at the moment. That is the Saturn Return, Saturn and Sagittarius, and a Personal Empowerment MP3. And you also get your Pluto house sign. Okay, it's a 45-minute MP3 that's specific to you. And in that video, I talk specifically to how to access your soul's journey and what it's about and why it's there, etc. And then on your birthday, you get a live solar return reading. Okay. So that's what the 1-year membership is. It's a fantastic package in the sense of what I give in terms of what you give back to me in return. And so that's what that is. The 3-month membership is something where it's $55. And you basically get the new and full moon reports every 2 weeks, and you get access to the 3 MP3s. Okay. The 6-month is $95, and again the same thing: discounts on all readings, webinars, workshops, and of course you get the full and new moon updates. Right. Access to the 3 MP3s, and of course your Pluto house and sign. Okay. Now, once you've actually signed up and made your payments and subscribed to the membership, you'll have access to these 3 tabs: MP3s, full moon and new moons, workshops, and your solar return. When you click on the solar return, it will take you to a place where you go and book that in on your birthday, of course. And then whenever the new and full moons are ready, which will come out alongside the articles, because that's what the articles are for. The articles, as you can see over here, let me just show you, astrological updates, new and full moon reports, and yeah, they are. Okay, so what the updates do is they take all the information that I've written and I distill it. I put it into something that is really workable for you. Okay, so I take it one step further. So that's what you'll do. You'll go to that, you'll read the article, and then you'll watch the new and full moon update, and it will give you this grounded perspective. Okay, you can click on that over there. Now, of course, this is restricted access. Maybe I can log in. No, I haven't lost my password, so I'll just log in. Let's see. There we go. And so there's the new and full moon that's available to you at this point in time. And the next one will be coming up soon. Fantastic. Well, I really hope that that inspired you in some way, shape, or form to feel like this is a commitment you can make. I will honor it, of course, all the time when it comes down to the new and full moon reports and your MP3s and solar readings. So if this is something you're interested in, go ahead, click sign up, and it would be lovely to actually have you participating in this experience. Until then, take care.